Right? If it should take you 8 months to become a millionaire,
What do you have to do for 8 months?
Yeah, what have you been doing for the last 8 months? You need whatever magic formula you have, you need to jump on.
I have a buddy, and I don't know the whole story, so it's gonna be a lack on details here, but basically, I knew 2 people growing up, they were brothers, and one of them was in my grade, the other one was a couple years younger than me, and I befriended both of them. The one that was in my grade, we kind of fell off at, kind of middle of high school, stopped really talking and hanging out and that kind of thing. I kept in contact with his brother, though, and I saw him a couple months back and asked him, "How's your older brother doing?" And, I knew last time I heard he was getting his pilot's license and he was going after being a pilot. He told me that he kinda gave up on the pilot's journey and joined Disney and was working as, like, a computer technician or something for Disney. Um, on his free time, he was learning Python, an extra coding language. So he was teaching himself Python and looking for any way inside the business of how he could implement his new skills that he was learning on the side. So on the side of working full time for Disney, he built a program or a system that basically took care of a problem within the company. It was something like there was something in their billing or accounting system that was pretty outdated. And so he built a solution to that problem and pitched it to his boss. Well, his boss liked it so much that they went to the boss up and the boss up, and everybody kind of saw this program. They implemented that program, shot him right up to the top of the ladder, and now he's making 100 grand a year working for Disney from an entry level computer position.
Yep.
And that's just one example of somebody who went above and beyond, taught themselves something on the side, implemented that to help the business grow, and got rewarded immensely for it.
The argument that the argument against this, and this is where people are wrong. I can hear. I've had this conversation so many times. I can hear the response coming, and some of these responses are going to be 25 years ago, 35 years ago. I can hear what the response to that is. Oh, that's at Disney. That's not working at McDonald's.
Yeah.
That's not pumping gas at the local gas station. That's not working at I'll date myself, right? It's the local video store.
Mm-hmm.
That's not working at the local 7-Eleven. That's Disney.
Yeah.
Right. Your point is the same as mine in that the effort that he put in at the entry-level position got him the $100,000 a year job.
Yeah.
If you're a gas station attendant, the effort you put into being a gas station attendant will get you that $100,000 a year job. It's not going to be at the gas station that you work at, but it's going to be the work ethic and the approach that you have to work, the philosophy that you bring customer service-wise, the way that you learn to carry yourself and hold yourself, the foundation that you put underneath of you, particularly when you're younger and maybe not quite so bitter and pissed off. Because trust me, if you don't get rid of that, it stays with you into your 40s and 50s, and then it's too late. So when you approach that job, you should do it just like the example you gave, the effort you're going to put in. But we can't see that effort. And so what we'll do is we'll look at our world as it is today, feel aggrieved, particularly in the world today. It's somebody else's fault. Somebody did this to me, and I'm not responsible. The government should make these people pay me more than $12 an hour, right? All of these excuses. I'll just take my my stimulus check. I need unemployment. Rather than saying I'm getting paid for something, I'm going to put I'm going to put every bit of effort into it I can. The attitude, the foundation for getting to $100,000 a year and moving up and making real money is in the approach for the $12 an hour job. If you master that at $12 an hour, making $100,000 is, I promise everyone listening, is 1,000 times easier, because it's very hard to set yourself aside at $12, yourself being that your personality. It's very hard emotionally, particularly for men, I think, to say that person's not getting over or is getting over on me. Right? That's just the knee jerk. I never get enough. Even though you hear people like me and people a lot smarter than me and a lot more successful than I am, all we tell people all day long is you never get paid what you're worth. Never. So no matter what job you have, if you're at that $125,000 a year job, chances are you're getting paid $75,000 a year. You're just not getting paid what you're worth. That's the way it works. And so the foundation, though, the tool that you are cultivating for yourself, you almost have to build your tool. Some of us are born with it. Some of us have instilled in us In my case, probably a combination of outside factors as well as inside factors, i.e., it's in my DNA, but at the same time, then that it was pushed by forces outside of DNA, lived experiences and things of that nature. But that foundation that you put together is critical to getting to where you want to go. Overcoming the emotional, the philosophical, and the mental strain that we all put on ourselves when we think we're worth more than we are, when we think the job is beneath us, when we think about ourselves first rather than the company first, when we think about what we're getting paid rather than what someone is paying us. Understand? What you understand the distinction is? Right. Well,
Yeah.
you think about, I'm only getting $12 an hour. Instead of saying, I'm getting $12 an hour.
That dude's paying me
That
$12
dude's paying
an hour
me $12 an
to
hour
do this job.
Right. I need to give him. I agreed to take that job for $100 or for $12 an hour. I agreed. So because I agreed, it's not he's ripping me off. I'm only going to stroll across the parking lot because he's only paying me $12 an hour. Now you're free to do that, but you're going to be pumping gas when you're 50 years old. It's not going to go away. It doesn't magically change. And what I'm saying is, if you want to change that journey, if you want to make it easier on yourself, if you want to be more valuable to potential employers that can help you get where you want to go, the start is, just as I described, a foundation underneath of you. So look at the $12 an hour and say, that's what he's paying me. That person there is giving me money to perform something. Now, when I get money of any kind that I've agreed to, if I agree to take that job, I need to work equally as hard at I keep saying 100, at $12 an hour as I would if I was getting paid 100.
Yep.
Because the only way to get to 100 is to do that at 12. I probably worked harder at McDonald's than I do today. So when I was getting $3.25 an hour, I worked harder. And every one of those jobs that I ever had, I worked harder than probably I do today. I mean, I worked 100% just like I do. I'm not overstating it and go 125% of that. I just worked as hard as I possibly could on every job I had, ultimately benefiting me to the point where here I sit now. And I think that is lost. I think that's extremely rare. I don't know where I got it. No one taught me this. So I came to it naturally, probably more of a survival instinct than anything. What can I do to manipulate the process to get myself ahead? I don't know. But I can tell you that 100% it works. But it's so difficult because we have to wait a decade.
Yeah.
You have to wait 5 years. There was a question online the other day that came across that I saw, and the person asked, how long do you think it should be to become a millionaire? That was the question. And some idiots are in the comment section going 5, 6 months, like one dude puts 8 months. And I was like, so what have you been doing over the last 8 months? Right. If it should take you 8 months to become a millionaire,
what do you have to do for 8 months?
Yeah. What have you been doing for the last 8 months? You need whatever magic formula you have, you need to jump on. So I said that legitimately it's probably 7 to 15 years. Somewhere in there would if you're on the right track towards becoming a millionaire. Not that becoming a millionaire is anybody's barometer of success, right? You could certainly be less than a millionaire, still be very well off, still be very comfortable, still be buying additional assets, doing all of the things that we talk about on the podcast. I'm just saying it's somewhere between 7 to 15 years. Well, what 25-year-old thinks in 7 to 15-year increments? None, right? I didn't. I'm not going to say I did. Nobody does. You just don't. You don't think. I mean, you can't imagine being 40.
Nope.
You're 27 years old, right?
28.
28. You can't imagine being 40.
Yep.
But it'll be here before you know it is the point. So when I say, and others like me say, yeah, it's a 7 to 15-year program. If you were a millionaire at 40, now, 12 years from now, Bill, you'd be just tickled pink. Right? I mean, you just you wouldn't be happier if that was the case. You think, proverbial you, I'm not picking on you. You think that you'll be happy, that the only way you can be happy, I got to be a millionaire now. So what can I do to become a millionaire within the next 6, 8, 10 months, the next year, the next 2 years? And I'm telling you, you can't think that way. Most everybody that I interact with on this level, that have this and have these conversations, don't have that foundation underneath them. And most of them, and this is very interesting, I've thought about this a lot in the last few weeks. Most of them think they do.
Mm.
Most people think that the description I gave is exactly that's who I am.